Welcome back to Six Wins Best Male Actor Bracket. I'm Morgan Freeman, and when I was a boy, male actor brackets were things that I found at the bottom of my cereal bowl. And I'm not Morgan Freeman.
You're not?
I'm not.
Holy hell.
I am Matt, and this is Chris, and we are here to actually talk about Morgan Freeman and the matchup that he had in our Best Male Actor bracket. He was up against Samuel L. Jackson in our, what was the seeding for him? Morgan Freeman was our 3, and Samuel L. Jackson was our 14. So Morgan Freeman, we did think was the favorite. Who do you like? Who did you like in this one, or what were you thinking would happen?
Yeah, so looking back, I think Samuel L. Jackson was way underrated. I think, because, not to sound like a broken record, but I took as much feedback and Googling and top 100 best actor lists, and I pulled them together as best I could. But looking back, I think Samuel L. Jackson got a bad seeding, and I think he got a bad first round matchup against Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman's not losing against almost anybody in the first round, but we'll tell you how the voting went later. So my favorite Samuel Jackson role. He's done a lot, and I kind of hate that I don't know. I think he's most known for get these motherfucking snakes off these motherfucking plane. I can't do the impression.
Chappelle sketch.
Yeah.
With the Sam Jackson beer. It's a parody of Sam Adams. This is my beer, motherfucker. This is how it tastes. This is how I talk. I scream.
Yeah. So maybe that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
He was awesome in Pulp Fiction, but my favorite Samuel L. Jackson role by far is Coach Carter.
Oh.
I saw Coach Carter in theaters, and that role is so good. And I know it's not all on Samuel L. Jackson. He was awesome in it, but I think it's just an awesome movie to begin with. So that's my favorite. I like Samuel L. Jackson more in Coach Carter than I like Morgan Freeman in anything he's ever done.
Gotcha.
I'm probably wrong, but I think Coach Carter better than even Shawshank.
Oh, right.
And Shawshank's one of those movies. I feel like everyone's got those movies that, if you're flipping through the channels, you stop on it every time. I have a few of those. Shawshank is probably the top of that list. And I also weirdly like disaster movies. A Day After Tomorrow, I'm going to stop on every time. Shout out Jake Gyllenhaal.
Listen to that one.
We didn't mention that. And San Andreas. Unfortunately, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did not make it into the bracket at all. Check out our Bruce Willis versus Nicolas Cage review to find out why The Rock didn't make it. But I'm going... That's tough. I don't know that I had... I've said all that I need to say. I think in any other matchup, any other bracket, Samuel L. Jackson should be better seated and should move on to the second round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Samuel L. Jackson. I think should be moving on.
That's so funny because I feel similarly. There is one role that I really love Samuel Jackson in. He's great in a lot of things. He's also, again, I'm going to point out the more common pop culture movies you've probably seen him in. He's Nick Fury right now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so he's very recognizable for that if all you see is blockbusters. But this is not only my favorite Samuel L. Jackson role, it's my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I also consider it one of the best superhero movies because it's not traditional superhero, but it's Unbreakable, which starred Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson as Mr. Glass. And again, there is a twist, and it's long enough, sorry, but you think the whole time that Samuel L. Jackson is this friend and ally for Bruce Willis, and the whole time, and his reveal and his monologue is perfect movie villain, superhero villain monologue. He's you know how you know who the villain is at the end of the day? It's the guy who's the completely opposite of the hero in every way. And Bruce Willis is impervious to pain, can't be hurt. He survived this train wreck. Samuel L. Jackson's character is in a wheelchair bound. His bones are break all the time. It's a phenomenal monologue. So I'm the same way. I think that role and that performance for Samuel Jackson is better than anything for me for Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
I know I talk a lot about TV roles and TV actors. This is a deep cut. My favorite Morgan Freeman thing, he hosted a show on like Science Channel or Discovery Channel that had like 1 season, maybe 2 seasons, and it was called Through the Wormhole. And he would say through the wormhole every time, and it was about like weird like theoretical science and theoretical physics. And he would host it. That's actually my favorite Morgan Freeman role, but he's most recognizable for being God and everything. And so at the end of the day, you know, sometimes your arms are just too small to box with God. And so who ended up winning, God or Samuel L. Jackson?
Unfortunately, Samuel L. Jackson fell to God, and Morgan Freeman is moving on to the second round.
Morgan Freeman did move on. Well-deserved. Morgan Freeman is a tremendous actor. You mentioned Shawshank. And he's just been great in a lot of things and is recognized. He's in March of the Penguins. He's a great voice. I think his voice is just something everybody loves to listen to. So.
Yeah, and not to, I mean, we're both obsessed with Jim Carrey, who did fall in the first round. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched that video. But how cool it would have been to see Jim Carrey face off against Morgan Freeman in the finals. It would have been Bruce versus God for Bruce.
Oh, right. That would have been good. Right on. All right. Well, until next time, we'll see you.